The Black Dragon Gang from northeast China, led by the ruthless Jiang Chen, storms into Korea. There's only 3 of them, but with a slash first, no questions asked style. They send local gangs running scared. In just a matter of days, this deadly trio wipes out dozens of gangs, looking like they're about to unify Korea's entire underworld. That puts Sun Tae, the boss of the Viper Gang, on edge. So he grabs his crew and plans to take Jiang Chen out with a sneaky ambush one night. But Jiang Chen, with his soft looks and savage hands, turns out to be pure nightmare fuel.
말해야지 얼룩지 새끼야! 이 새끼 발다리 다 잘라라.
This guy is cold-blooded, vicious, and absolutely ruthless. Viper's henchmen are paralyzed with fear. After dismantling Sun Tae, Jiang Chen and his 2 men hit up a karaoke bar to celebrate, even calling in a few girls for fun. But the party gets wild, too wild. The girls' screams attract the club manager.
더러운 구정물 같은 새끼들 진짜 정말아 이 새끼.
Seeing Sunrak with a head wound, the manager puffs up his chest, feeling all high and mighty. But Yang Tae just smirks. These guys run Chinatown like warlords. Anyone dumb enough to mess with them ends up dead. Sure enough, the next second, Jiang Chen goes full beast mode.
족같은 새끼가 간지만.
The manager never saw it coming. Moments later, he's pinned to the table by Jiang's henchmen. Now, Seoul's Garabondong Chinatown is chaotic and lawless, worse than Hong Kong's old Kowloon walled city. But even there, no one's ever chopped off limbs because of one man. His name is Ma Suk-do, a muscle-bound cop with a rep for cracking skulls. Just passing by, he casually snaps a thug's wrist and suddenly, both sides of a brewing gang fight turn into scared puppies. In Chinatown, strength is the law, and Suk-do, he greets gangsters with his fists first. Questions later, even hardened criminals have to fall in line under his version of street justice. But the fragile order in Chinatown is shattered by Jiang Chen. After slicing off the manager's hand, he vanishes into the night. The surveillance cameras catch a clear shot of them, except it's blurry as hell. And the fingerprints left at the scene? No match in the system. Suk-do suspects they're illegal immigrants, so he starts digging for info. Little does he know, Jiang Chen is already running the Viper Gang with a piss me off, I'll chop you up attitude, forcing local businesses to pay sky-high protection fees. His errand boy? None other than Song Mu, the lone survivor from that ambush with Sun Tae. But how long he stays alive depends entirely on Jiang Chen's mood.
사람 죽여달라면 죽여주고 발다리 갖다 달라면 갖다 주고 가게세도 받고.
그랬던 이 스파 아들이 가만 안 있을 겁니다.
누구?
연변 아들 조직인데 금마들이 오락실이랑 노래방에서 세를 받고 있습니다.
Jiang takes an interest in a local arcade, but instead of negotiating, he drops a burlap sack nearby. Inside? Severed arms and legs, probably from several victims. That's when Suk-do knows this is getting out of hand. Soon after, a suitcase drenched in blood is found inside a garbage truck. They open it and it's full of body parts. When the forensic team pieces it together, the victim turns out to be Sun Tae himself. And the cuts on his body, they reveal something far more chilling.
이거 살아있을 때 잘랐는데? 피부가 말렸잖아. 사후에 자르면 이렇게 안 말리는데.
The whole of Chinatown is thrown into panic. Sun Tae was the kingpin here. The only one tough enough to take him down was Suk-do. But now, even a monster like Sun Tae has been dismembered, so what kind of savage are they dealing with? After dumping body parts out in the open to send a message, this maniac heads straight to the arcade. Once inside, the 3 split up. Jiang Chen chews gum like it's a job. Sunrak grabs a chair and starts smashing everything in sight, clearly there to start trouble. Customers panic and bolt, and the manager rushes out to see what's going on.
정신 나갔니? 니들 뭐야? 니네가 어딨니?
One look, and the manager knows he's dealing with serious trouble. He quickly calls for gang leader Jang Isu. Isu shows up with 20 to 30 guys, ready for war, but just as they reach the arcade, Songmu steps in and blocks the way. Jiang Chen wants a one-on-one. Isu's pissed. This is his turf. How dare these nobodies act like they own the place? He storms in alone to confront the intruder, but before he can say a word, Jiang Chen makes it very clear who's in charge.
여기는 우리한테 넘기라.
이게 정신 나간 소리하고 자빠졌네. 네가 그 룸사롱 소 발 잘랐던 놈이야.
벌써 소문났니?
너 진짜 죽고 싶니?
And before Isu even finishes his sentence, screams erupt outside. His whole crew has just been taken down by Jiang Chen's two henchmen.
그거 빼면 죽는다. 어떡할래? 이제 여기는 의심도 하지 말라. 알았어.
Isu is fuming on the inside, cursing Jiang Chen's ancestors, but he's smart enough to walk away. In this situation, even farting might get him buried on the spot. Though Jiang Chen has taken over the arcade by force, he's still laser-focused on collecting protection money. He orders Sun Rak and Sun Woo to go door to door and shake down the businesses. But 1 million Korean wons a month? That's practically bleeding them dry. One uncle begs for a few more days, but Sun Rak doesn't say a word. He just draws his knife.
돈 없으면 죽어야지.
Faced with death, they get the money. Jiang Chen casually tosses a few thousand won to Song Mu, telling him to go have fun at the club. But as soon as Song Mu leaves, Jiang Chen starts putting his hands all over Song Mu's girlfriend, Hai Kyung. She jumps up, terrified, but that only makes Jiang Chen angrier.
그 성깔 좀 고쳐야겠다.
Hai Kyung realizes that saying no might cost her her life, so she locks the shop doors and gives in. Unbeknownst to them, Song Mu is outside, and he sees everything. He doesn't dare rush in to save her. Instead, he takes out all his rage on Hai Kyung, later blaming her, locking her up, and forbidding her from ever leaving the house again. Finally, Hai Kyung reaches her breaking point.
네가 내 남자야!
뭐?
와봐라! 와봐! 어디서 거지 같은 가게 하나 넘겨놓고 네 애한테 해준 게 뭐 있니?
찔러라.
Just then, a knock comes at the door. Furious and looking for someone to hit, Song Mu throws the door open. Standing outside the door was a towering, broad-shouldered man, one of Boss Huang's top enforcers from the Tiger Gang. Boss Huang and Sun Tae had been fighting for territory for years, with Sun Tae now chopped to pieces. Huang's the last man standing, but he knows the people who butchered Sun Tae won't stop there. He's next on the list, so he grabs Song Mu, hoping to strike first against Jiang Chen. Problem is, Song Mu has no clue where Jiang Chen is. Huang doesn't buy it. He orders his men to dunk Song Mu into a fish tank. A few near drownings later, Song Mu suddenly becomes much more cooperative.
제가 죽을 테니까 한 번만 기회를 주셔.
Meanwhile, Sukdu finally uncovers Jiang Chen's background. He's an illegal immigrant from Harbin, a member of the Black Dragon Gang. Loan sharking is his main hustle. Taking over smaller gangs is just a side gig. Chinatown may be chaotic, but it's not lawless. Jiang Chen has already injured multiple people, more than enough to land him a solid prison sentence for years. But the trio operates with extreme stealth. After days of digging, Sukdu still can't find a lead, until one night they randomly bump into the gang at a barbecue restaurant. Jiang Chen sensed that something was off.
뭐야? 신쇼真在哪? 동민이가 떠봐.
When Hong Suk tries to tail him, Jiang Chen ducks into the kitchen and throws a pot of boiling oil straight into his face. Poor Hong Suk is horrifically burned, while Sukdu and the others rush to help him. The trio escapes again. Luckily, Hong Suk's girlfriend stays by his side during recovery, and he heals quickly. But Jiang Chen? He's only getting bolder. Just days later, in the dead of night, a sedan crashes into Jiang Isu's casino. Out come a dozen thugs with bats and pipes, smashing everything in sight. Isu hears about it the next day and marches straight to Jiang Chen to settle the score. He corners Sun Rak and Yang Tae in an alley, and the two groups instantly go at it. Right then, Sukdu shows up. Isu immediately backs off. But fresh off the brawl, Sun Rak decided he wanted to throw down with Sukdu. Sukdu grabbed Sun Rak by the throat and locked him in a chokehold without hesitation. But even behind bars, Sun Rak won't behave. His mouth runs non-stop and Sukdu's had enough.
뭐라 그런 거야, 지금?
병신이라고.
He rips off Sunrak's shirt and tosses him into the holding cell to freeze and starve. A full day and night pass. Sunrak still won't talk. He tried to bite off his own tongue. Sukdu responds with a brutal punch, but even that doesn't break him. Sukdu starts to doubt himself. No wonder these guys tore through Chinatown, they're savage to the absolute extreme. Zhang Chen blames Sunrak's arrest on Zhang Yisu. So on the day of Yisu's mother's 70th birthday, Yang Tae shows up, carrying a fire extinguisher. In the middle of the chaos, Zhang Chen walks in wielding an axe. He starts hacking away at anyone in sight. It's not a warning, it's a massacre. Isu charges in to stop him, but what can a sleek gangster do against a bloodthirsty lunatic? He's quickly beaten and stabbed straight through the heart. Zhang Chen struck straight through the heart, killing Zhang Yisu at his mother's birthday banquet. The timing of this act was savagely cruel. The higher-ups demanded Sukdu apprehend Zhang Chen immediately, as this guy was crazier than a rabid dog. He was a fugitive from China's crime sweep. Having once led a 300-strong gang, now he was aggressively infiltrating Chinatown, likely aiming to rebuild his criminal empire. Indeed, Zhang Chen's ambitions were vast. He had shifted his focus to Chinatown's real estate, targeting a newly constructed commercial building. However, Boss Huang of the Dragon Tiger gang intervened, halting construction temporarily. The investors then offered 10 billion to have Zhang Chen eliminate Boss Huang. For this negotiation, Zhang Chen only brought Yang Tae. Mu saw his chance and quickly alerted Boss Huang. But when Boss Huang's men stormed in, Zhang Chen shattered the glass and leapt straight from the third floor. Mu instantly jumped into a car. Yang Tae, slashed in the abdomen, was fading fast. Mu saw his opportunity to strike and decisively thrust his knife at Zhang Chen while he was driving. But Mu underestimated the seamless coordination between Yang Tae and Zhang Chen. The instant Zhang Chen wrestled the knife away, Yang Tae swiftly choked Mu. Zhang Chen then plunged the knife into Mu's neck. After dealing with Mu, Zhang Chen took Yang Tae to Mu's house. He had Hai Kaiang summon a doctor to stitch Yang Tae's wound. After the doctor left, Zhang Chen fixed Hai Kaiang with a piercing, deadly stare.
족같은 년. 내가 못 찾는 게 딱 두 가지가 있다. 내 돈 떼먹는 거랑 거짓말하는 거.
Hai Kaiang saw murder in Zhang Chen's eyes. Terrified, she confessed that Boss Huang's people had contacted Mu. Zhang Chen understood Boss Huang was setting him up. It was clear the situation had escalated into a deadly clash between two titans. Zhang Chen immediately packed all his money. He decided on a final, decisive confrontation with Boss Huang. Win, and he would rule Chinatown. Lose, and he would flee immediately. Unbeknownst to him, Chinese police had also intervened. They planned to extradite Sunrak back to China first, then collaborate to capture Zhang Chen. Sukdu devised a plan to turn Sunrak against Zhang Chen.
너 지금이라도 장첸 어디 있는지 얘기하면 내가 한국 감방에 넣어줄게. 그럼 너 기껏해야 몇 달이면 나와. 너 저 새끼들 따라가면 바로 사형이야, 알아? 너 잘 생각해. 이번이 마지막 기회야.
Sunrak distrusted Sukdu, but en route to the docks, a bag of white powder accidentally fell from the Chinese officers.
没想到在韩国做客户这么难。
有什么我能帮的吗？
你能帮我干什么？
Sunrak claimed he had reliable channels to help them sell it fast. After weighing their options, the two officers released Sunrak, trading a bag of powder for his life. Sunrak felt he'd scored big the moment he left. Sukdu secretly followed him. Sunrak headed straight to Zhang Chen's hideout, a garbage dump, proving Zhang Chen was a meticulous criminal. Zhang Chen was also deeply suspicious of Sunrak's easy escape.
그걸 나보고 지금 믿으라고. 도끼 꺼내라.
이런 게 100kg가 있답니다. 근데 그걸 중국에서 팔 수 없으니까 한국에서 팔려는 겁니다.
Zhang Chen was intrigued. It sounded like a thrilling deal. He ordered Sunrak to contact the buyers and set a meeting at a KTV. Upon getting the message, Sukdu mobilized a large police force for a full-scale operation to wipe out Zhang Chen's gang. However, Zhang Chen himself was not among those who finally entered the KTV room.
都是我的手下，带来跟你打个招呼。打个好。
Suk-do then led the raid, capturing Sunrak and his men. Amusingly, all that effort only netted Sunrak. Zhang Chen, distrusting Sunrak, had used him as bait. Meanwhile, Zhang Chen led his main force to storm Boss Huan's club to confront the man who stabbed him in the back. Zhang Chen demanded justice. Seeing his men being slaughtered helplessly, Boss Huang fled in terror. Zhang Chen pursued relentlessly. On the road, Boss Huang crashed into a car, breaking his leg instantly. Yet, with Zhang Chen closing in, he scrambled up and kept running. The Junction police station was just ahead, offering Boss Huang a glimmer of safety. But just then, the cops were already charging toward them, but Zhang Chen kept his grip tight around his throat, refusing to let go. Zhang Chen then stabbed him fiercely before fleeing in panic. The night's events had spiraled out of control. Fearing capture, Zhang Chen grabbed his passport to flee the country. He was intercepted by Hong Suk, who had tailed him. Zhang Chen recognized the rookie whose face he'd scalded with hot oil days before. Without hesitation, Zhang Chen shifted gears and slammed the accelerator. Luckily, Suk-do arrived just in time, narrowly saving Hong Suk. A large police force soon swarmed the area, but Zhang Chen slipped away in the chaos. Ducking into a restaurant, he tragically killed an elderly man and a child. Yet this cold-blooded killer raked in millions in protection money across Korea and even held a construction contract worth 10 billion won. Zhang Chen then sped towards Incheon Airport, aiming to escape with his fortune, but as he emerged changed into fresh clothes, Suk-do blocked his path.
휴지를 이렇게 많이 쓰면 어떡하냐, 세금도 안 내는 새끼가. 혼자야? 아직 싱글이야.
Zhang Chen was momentarily stunned. He instantly pegged Suk-do as brawn over brains and attacked first. Zhang Chen was a precision fighter. Realizing he couldn't match Suk-do's raw power, he relied on feints and leverage to try and take him down. Suk-do, however, was pure, overwhelming force. For every feint Zhang Chen tried, Suk-do answered with a crushing punch. Zhang Chen finally buckled under the assault. A sickening crack echoed as Suk-do broke Zhang Chen's wrist. He then dragged Zhang Chen like a ragdoll through broken glass and handcuffed him to a water pipe. Zhang Chen, who had terrorized far and wide, had never been humiliated like this. He roared and cursed like a frenzied beast. Suk-do had to deliver another punch just to calm him down. This operation brought down 30 gang members, including Zhang Chen. Suk-do became legendary overnight, cementing his role as Korea's essential iron fist against crime. No matter how dark the evil, it ultimately fears a force more powerful than itself. That's the story for today. See you next time.